What's up, everyone? Welcome back to our channel. Guess where we are today? This is an easy one. We got Jason Fox in the house right back here. Us and Jason, we've been friends for 15 years, guys. Not many people seen the farm. Reef Builders was here 7 years ago, and we're ready to show you guys everything about Jason. Everything. He's got 2 buildings. We're gonna break it down. He's got 3 mega display tanks. A lot of people have been anxious to see this. So Jason, let's do this, bro. Let's go inside. Let's go for some more. Come on.
Sounds good.
All right, so we're here in one of the basements. Where do we even start here? This is madness, dude. This is the 700-gallon tank.
Yep.
And this tank is connected to what?
This tank's connected. There's 2 4x8 raceways behind it.
And how long has this tank been running?
Right there.
So you got it recorded right there, 700.
Yep.
So March
318
12.
and 1.5.
Well, so 9, going into 10 years and about just past the nine-year-old mark.
Yeah.
What's the main thing? This is a full mixed reef tank per se, right? It's not mainly Aquapura dominated. Nothing's really dominated. It's a little bit of everything in here.
It's just a mixed reef, like you see it out in the ocean.
Yeah, the only thing that I don't see a lot in here is maybe some Zoanthids, maybe a couple acres, but other than that, it's everything. I mean, we got leathers, we got clove polyps, we got encrusters on the bottom, we got some porites, cyphestias everywhere going mad. So Jason, one thing people want to know, how long you been a reefer for?
Since the 90s.
Since the 90s.
I got pretty hard, really started getting hardcore in the early 2000s.
Early 2000s.
Yeah.
Basically, your wife helps you with some things, with shipping and some logistics, but basically it's you taking care of the livestock and you got one gentleman helping you?
Yep, one guy, George, helps.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So one thing is really cool to see, Jason. You have taken a similar approach to what we do at Worldwide Corals. Right. You grow a lot of your mother colonies on display tanks. I mean, those things are the size of 2 dinner plate size, you know?
Right.
I mean, right? Am I exaggerating?
That's right.
I mean, they got to be 30 inches across. Hey, congratulations to you, Jason. Seriously, man. I mean, I'm looking at all this, the purple sponges on the floor. I'm looking at the Montipora, more clove polyps. The leather's just randomly popping out of the ground, you know? That's, I know you didn't do that leather.
Yeah, that different stuff just pops out of the rocks.
Yeah.
And it's a working tank. I mean, I'm constantly fragging out of here too.
Yeah, very.
Some corals will sting each other, some won't.
I mean, so basically you're fragging a lot of the fragging based on coral warfare.
Yep.
Put a new rock, scrape the floor.
Take a nice frag off the main colony, take the colony out, put a frag of that back, let it grow again.
Regrow it again.
And then sometimes when I get those specials on the website, it's from cutting an overgrown colony. You're still getting a good big frag. I just got too much of it.
So one cool thing too is the grafted, the scroll back there, the Heratinensis.
Yeah.
I like the fiber right there. Look at the tentacles coming out of that fiber right there above the torch.
Yep, the contract killer fiber. Notice how there's no coral close to it and it's all dead?
Because he's a contract killer.
That's my contract killer.
And then look at the size of this grafted cap right here, man. That thing is just,
you're old. You said that was originally from SeaWorld, right?
Yeah, that's the original one. And then you have bare bottom you run in your tanks. You don't run any sand?
If I had sand in all these display tanks, it would be too much for me and George to maintain.
Water changes or no water changes?
Water changes.
How often you do water changes roughly?
Twice a month is fair. This system gets 300 gallon, a 300-gallon water change.
Percentage-wise, can you tell me by percentage?
By percentage, probably 30%.
30% twice a month.
Give or take.
Okay, and what salt do you use?
Reef crystals, Instant reef crystals.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Your numbers, like basically calcium, alkalinity, magnesium, nitrates, phosphates.
I like to keep the alkalinity around 8 to 9.
8 to 9. That's the number that you aim for.
That's what I like.
Calcium?
400 to 480.
Okay.
You know,
it's not as important.
I don't think it's as important. I don't check it much.
And magnesium?
14 to 15.
And how often do you test your water?
Honestly, we've got this recipe. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Alkalinity is what I'm after.
How often you test
all
alkalinity?
The time. If the alkalinity is stable, minimum weekly.
Now, what about your nitrates and phosphates? Where are they?
Nitrates and phosphates. Phosphates probably 0 to 0.3. I don't check them much.
0 to 0.3? Okay.
Something like that.
Lighting. What do you use for lighting on this tank?
Just now I'm just using these custom LEDs.
Okay. What do you call them? Yeah. Black boxes?
Black boxes. They only have blue and UV. Two different colors of blue and UV. and they're just on a timer.
Okay.
On and off. I've been using these lights for, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years or more. And as you can see, the corals like it.
Yeah.
Corals have good color.
So Jason, tell me a little bit about your flow. You have two Pentarace ECM
63s.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, there's 3 of them in here, 2 across the front, and they're kind of alternating. And there's one that goes all the way across the back of the tank that's running wide open all the time. So the flow
Like
can
a tunnel.
go like a tunnel. So you should look down the back corner of your tank. It's like a tunnel all the way to the other side. And that flow goes straight down that tunnel, and that keeps all of the detritus and everything out from behind the rocks, and it builds up in the front corners of the tank. And that makes it easy to siphon it out of there.
So we talked about your flow. We say we have 2 gyres also as well, right?
Yeah, 2 gyres. They're just on one setting. Up in here, it's all Pentarace.
Got you.
Besides these guys here.
Jason, tell me a little bit about your fishing here. So as you guys can tell, Jason, on this specific light, in this specific tank, it doesn't have white lighting. So it's been kind of difficult for us to film the fish, but he's got the craziest hybrid tank. Remind me of white chocolate. We lost white chocolate a few years back. Rest in peace, we no longer have it. Jason's got like 3 of these crazy fish, and I figure you guys get to see it. He's one. I see a
Naso.
Yeah.
A Naso tang. There's an Achilles tang in here.
So let's talk about the Achilles tang. Are you afraid that he can get a little spooked out and he gets ick and then everybody else is sick in the tank?
You know, the thing with Achilles tangs are super hard to get one adapted into the tank. But once it's adapted into the tank, they're, in my experience, they're bulletproof. Yeah.
And can you tell me some of your feeding routine?
It gets nori. This tank gets nori every day because this one has that crazy koi tang, and I want to make sure it eats good. Once in a while it gets frozen food, but not that often.
This 700-gallon tank is connected to just one Raceway?
2.
2
Raceways and a big sump. This one's still got a big sump.
Okay, so show me the 2 Raceways that are connected to this tank, Jason. Wow, Jason. Every time I look at your tops, one of the coolest things to see is everything is growing everywhere. I mean, look, everything, the egg crate became a canvas for you, where you can frag the egg crate, and it's easy to frag. I mean, sometimes you get a little crumbly, but if you cut enough, big enough of a chunk.
No, it's not hard. Even you can break it off the egg crate. Some Monties and stuff, it's encrusting on it.
I mean, everything is just, it starts from a little frag that you never took out, and they just get comfortable growing.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks so good. And again, you got the same black boxes like here?
Yeah, that's on the display tanks, yep. Same ones on the Raceways.
Okay, and this Raceway's roughly been running around the same time that the display tank has been running?
Pretty much. In Jake Adams' old video, these Raceways were 3 foot by 6 foot.
Yeah.
So they got bigger now. Now these are 4 by 8s.
I got pictures of me, you, and our friend Gadgets and your wife in this basement in the year 2009. But it's crazy because every time, I mean, in those 15 years, I think I have come at least 12 of those 15 years. I have come here every single year.
Yeah.
And just to see how many versions, how many reiterations have you done with this farm, how many changes, bro. I mean, there used to be a 150 cube here. Before the 150 cube, there was a 300.
This was a deep dimension 300 where this Raceway is.
Yeah, I remember.
And then before that, it was a 300-gallon Rubbermaid like the sump, but it was over here. And it had a 1,000-watt halide or a light mover with all those big colonies in it.
So this is Raceway number 1 out of the 700, the first system. Yeah. And where's the second one, right there?
This one was right here.
So you're growing a little more softies on this one, I noticed.
Yeah, this has more Zoanthids. I grow a lot of my Zoanthids in here.
So I gotta ask you the $1 million question. All those Zoanthids right there, they're encrusting all over the egg crate. That's an easy solution. Here, they're encrusting all over an acrylic rack.
Acrylic rack, yeah.
So do you have a way of doing it?
Yeah, you can scrape them off with a razor blade, believe it or not, and then just dry the bottom and put a little dab of super glue thin on the top of a plug and stick them in the plug.
We used to make fun of each other that if it was a coral, we didn't care what it was. We were collecting. If it was different, we were collecting them all.
Right.
We wanted to have every coral known to man.
Yeah.
If there was a Cyphestia and it was 5 different shades of green, light green, medium green, dark green, bright green, neon green, we wanted them all.
We wanted them all.
We don't care if it was an ugly, looked like a turd, we wanted it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
For flow, what do you use on this Raceways?
3 Pentarace, ECM 42s. And then having these racks on the sides here too, there's no detritus on any of the racks because I've got these blowing down under these racks.
So a couple other questions real quick, Jason. I see you made the mistake to let a lot of corals grow on the floor.
Yeah, definitely. It's full of colonies of different ones. Completely.
And the worst part is you didn't glue a single one in there.
No.
Just pieces
no.
that fold, you
Pieces
just
that
sat
fell
there
down
getting
there,
comfortable.
Sat there, yep.
So Jason, I got one more question. You were telling me you scrape everything over there, the Zoanthid from the rack. But here I see a bunch of frags from a favia
Yeah.
that you put here. How do you deal with this?
That is a favia that was growing across the rack, and I put the frag plugs in there. I
But how do
cleared
you
the holes.
frag them?
I just popped the plugs out.
But what do you do with the stuff that is encrusted?
Just the rack's done.
So the only way to frag that coral is we have to break the rack.
You have to break the rack, and that's
So
the end of
go
that
buy
rack.
rack.
Yeah, go buy a rack.
So Jason, last but not least, let's talk a little bit about your equipment here. So for skimming, is this the protein skimmer for that system?
Yeah, this is the Reef Octopus skimmer.
Wow, that thing is working good. Whoever adjusted knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
Here.
yeah.
I played a little bit with it. Me and Jason, you guys laugh. We're like two little brothers, man. Seriously. We've been best friends on reefing for a long time. We've been installing these protein skimmers together, doing aquascapes. We rebuild systems together, right?
Yeah.
And I come in and I go, Jason, I got to adjust your protein skimmer. He's like, leave it alone. I'm like, no, let me adjust it. Right? So it's like, I'm messing with him. I adjusted early and now look at this thing, guys. If you guys can see in there, OMG. I mean, that thing is just
Skimming like crazy.
I mean, that is dialed in, dude.
Yeah.
Look how much I produced in 2 hours.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it did.
So anyhow, is this your sum for the 700-gallon tank and the 2 raceways here or no?
Yep.
And you got a bunch of live rock that is old school Haitian rock. When
Yeah.
it used to come around 12,
There's some-
15 years ago.
There's some old school, there's some Haitian rock, there's stuff even before that.
You deliver calcium via calcium reactor from Geo.
Geo's calcium reactor
Okay, and Cogwasser for auto top off.
and calc washer for auto top off. My auto top off is super simple.
So Jason, you have so many corals. A lot of people know they see you at the trade shows, Reefapalooza, for local frag swaps, right?
Yep.
So where else can they buy your corals?
They can get it online on our website at jasonfoxsignaturecorals.com.
Okay, cool.
I have a big selection of a lot of the stuff I'm growing.
Jason, thank you, buddy.
Sure thing.
All right, check this out. So we check out the first system. Guys, stay tuned because this is not over. This episode is done, but we're gonna go check out next. He's got this 500-gallon display tank. He's got another system with 2 raceways. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Jason, if people have questions regarding this system, go on YouTube and answer all the questions that you can. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. We'll see you guys on the next episode.